Students, today we will discuss about Kerala, a case study. I think all of you know that where Kerala is situated. So it is in southern part of India. So where it is situated? Kerala is a narrow strip of land. That means it is a strip, like a strip, the land is there in Kerala, and it is between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats. What is Western Ghats? Western Ghat is a range of mountains. That means here only the mountain ranges are there, and here the Arabian Sea, and in the middle it is Kerala, and it is in southwest corner of India. And we know that there are many coconut trees. So here we find coconut trees, and what is available? Coconut trees and beautiful beaches. So here beaches are also there. We find beaches, and these beaches are very beautiful. And we know that there are literacy rate is very high. That means the literate people are more there, and women also highly educated. So if you have visited that place, I think you have observed that the literacy rate is very high there throughout the India, and the woman has a high rank. Because of this literacy, their rank is very high in the society, and people of many religions live together. So there are also many religious people, they live together in a harmony. That means there is no conflict between the religions. Now hills and valleys. Hills and valleys, how the hills and valleys are there in Kerala. In Kerala, high mountains are there, as we know that it is just near the mountain ranges. So these mountains are very high and have deep valleys. So these are called the valleys. These are called valleys. We know that the land near the mountains, it is called valley. So there are deep valleys are there, and there are forests also. In the valleys, forests are there. Cash crops. Cash crops means that tea, coffee, and cardamom. Cardamom means in our language we say it is elach. So these are called cash crops. These crops grown there, and these are called, where it grows, these are called plantations. That means the valleys where these cardamom, tea, coffees, these are grown, and these places are called plantations. Now midland plains. Midland mid, you know, it is middle, and land, the place where the middle, it is called the midland, and midland plains, that means it is not high area, it is the plain area. So midland lands, in this region what happens, hills are not very steep. That means the hills are not like this, it is slow. So hills are not very steep, the valleys are wide. That means these valleys are wide, it is wide in range. and are dotted. That means this type of dotted are there with paddy fields. That means here the paddy fields are there. So various type of trees, plants are grown there. The higher lands and hill slopes have plantations of rubber. So there we find rubber trees, fruit trees, tapioca and other cash crops like pepper. So pepper also grown there. So these are cash crops which are exported. Okay. Now coastal belt. Now coastal belt. What is coastal belt? The belt is comparatively plain. Coastal belt, it is the plain area and large rice or paddy field. So here we in the coastal belt we find it as a plain area, and here rice and paddy fields and groves of coconut trees are found. That means small coconut trees in a line we find. So here coastal belt we find it is the plain area, and here this type of plants and trees are grown. Now backwaters. Backwaters. What is backwaters? Backwaters are a peculiar feature of this state. They are a network of canals. That means many canals came from various sides and each canal is connected to another canal. That means it is a network. One is connected with another. It is called network. So network of canals and lakes are also there. So all the lakes and networks of canals means they are together and are fed by as many 38 rivers. That means 38 rivers are also connected with this. So the chief mode of transport is by boat. So boating is very popular. We see in television also that boat racing is there in Kerala. Because of these canals and lakes, rivers, so these are more there and they are connected to each other. These are called backwaters. Now rivers. So there are many rivers. That means about 42 rivers are there in Kerala. Sorry, not 42, 44 rivers. So which begin from the Western Ghats. That means from the Western Ghat the river starts. So there are 44 rivers and which starts from this Western Ghats. They are now being used. So these Western Ghats, near the Western Ghats, these rivers are there and these rivers are used for producing electricity. So their flows are more, that is why they are using it for electricity and irrigation purpose also they use. So through the canal they take water and spread it in the field. So for the irrigation purpose also they use these waters. Backwaters and inland waterways helped in the growth of coir industry. So coir industry, do you know what is coir industry? There coir industries are also there. Coir industry, that means the outer part of coconut. So here industry is also there. These outer parts, that means the cover of the coconut, these are also used for making ropes. Many other things are also, that means sofa. In sofa also we have seen that inside the sofa this coir is used. So that is why industry is also there. So it is the traditional, it is their tradition that generation by generation they are producing this coir. And coir is made out of coconut husk. So coconut husk means the outer part of the coconut, and is transported through waterways. That means roads are not that much there, so that is why they use the waterways. That means the canals and rivers they use to transport these goods. Fishing is also very popular there. So that means water is more there, so people like to fishing. So Kerala is famous for rosewood and sandalwood carvings. So with sandalwood and rosewood and sandalwood carving, brass and bell metal lamps and gold jewelry. For these works, this place is very popular. Kathakali. We discussed earlier that Kathakali, one dance is there. So it is very famous in the south, or you can say in the India only. It is very popular Kathakali dance. So it is a dance through drama. So that means some story is there behind the dance. And Mohiniyattam. Mohiniyattam is a classical dance. So there we find two types of dances are very famous, popular. These are Mohiniyattam and Kathakali. So these two dances are popular in Kerala. And a famous martial art form we find, it is called Kalari Payattu. Kalari Payattu, it is a famous martial art form. So in this state we find many things are there, that is why this Kerala is famous. Now Onam you have heard, I think Onam is a festival. It is very popular in Kerala. Onam festival, it is the main festival of this state. The snake boat races are there. What is snake boat? So like a snake, they make the boat, and it is shape of this boat is like this. So it is called snake boat, and they use it in this occasion. That is in Onam festival, they use this snake boat for boat racing. So it is the very popular festival in this state, and snake boat is there, snake boat racing is there in that time. So it is decorated, the snake boat is nicely decorated, and the Sabarimala Ayappa temple and the Bhagavati temple at Attukal are famous pilgrim centers in Kerala. So there some pilgrim centers are also there. There the people goes, and it is a pilgrimage. That means the people were the religious place. So there people go. The variety of life in Kerala can be seen in the religious and secular festivals, which form an integral part of its cultural heritage. That means various people are there, they follow various religions, but then also there is a harmony, there is a unity, and they live comfortably together there. So it is about the Kerala, which we discussed, the case study, and next we will discuss about Ladakh. About Ladakh, it is also another case study. So we will discuss in next. Now let us discuss Ladakh, another case study. So Ladakh, I think all of you have heard about Ladakh, and Ladakh is a part of Jammu and Kashmir. So it is a part of Jammu and Kashmir, and it consists of two districts. That means two districts are there, consisting two districts, Ladakh is there. So the two districts are Leh and Kargil. So Kargil, you have heard about Kargil. Many of our soldiers sacrificed their life, and Leh is another district. So two districts together, it is Ladakh, and it is surrounded by two mountain ranges. Mountain range means the mountains one by one, it is a chain. That means one mountain is connected to another mountain, like that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mountains if it is there, so it is called a mountain range. So two mountain ranges are there in this district. That means it is surrounded by the mountain ranges. So one mountain, the Karakoram in the north. So in the north side, the north of Ladakh, it is Karakoram in the north side and the Great Himalaya. So one mountain range, it is the Great Himalaya, and another it is Karakoram. So two mountain ranges are there surrounded this region or Ladakh. And there are two parallel chains. That means one by one mountains are there. It is called chains. So these two chains are there. These are called, one is Ladakh range and another is Jaskar range. So two ranges are there which surrounded the Ladakh. So it is a land of high passes. That means through Ladakh, people in ancient time, people used to go to outside. That means to Central Asia, people used to go, and Ladakh is a place where people could take rest there. So sometimes they take rest, and after that again they start for their journey. So stories based on the life of Buddha, it is very popular because most of the people in Ladakh, they follow the Buddhist religion. So that is why the life stories based on the life of Buddha is very popular, and in the theater, that means the dramas they do, it is based on the life of Buddha. And here many, in the villages, many gompas are there. What is gompas? Gompa means a complex. That means some buildings are there, and these buildings are of temples. These buildings are all temples and prayer halls. That means many prayer halls are there, and temples are also there. So it is a complex where the people goes, they worship, they meditate there, and they use it as schools also. That means for teaching the teachings of Buddha, to teach the other people or to inform the other people, they use these gompas. And some festivals are also celebrated in these areas, in these complexes. That means they celebrate New Year. It is called, the New Year is called Losar. Losar is a festival which they celebrate as New Year. And Shesh Rupla is celebrated to mark the bringing of harvesting crops. That means the first crop which they harvest, that means cutting and collecting together, and when they bring it to their home, it is also another festival. So it is called Shesh Rupla. And Hemis Cheshu is the biggest summer festival. So it is the biggest summer festival in Ladakh people celebrate. And this festival Why they celebrate? Because this festival is, they think that it is a victory, a victory of right over the wrong. That is why they celebrate this festival, or the good over the evil. That is why they celebrate, and it is the biggest festival. So annual festivals are also there, wearing masks and monks dress. They use that means they wear the monks dress, use the mask also, and they perform some dramas, dances like that. Archery. So archery is very popular in Ladakh. So from the earlier age, they have this archery. And in Leh, that means in the Leh district, it is surrounding by villages, and archery festival held during summer. So in the summer season in the Leh district, they organize this archery sport. So it is very popular in Leh. Polo. It is also a very ancient game, but this polo is little different. The rules are little different from the game polo, which is in the world also we see that polo games are there, but their polo is little different. The rules are little different, but most of the villages had one playground for polo. So it is also very popular. And in Ladakh, the sources of water is very limited. That means it is hill area, we know, and there the sources of water is very less. So items of daily use like vessels, bowls, then many other household items are there. So these are supplied by locally only. That means locally it is made and supplied to their home. That means they purchase it. And agricultural implements. These agricultural implements are also there. That means the things which they use, which they implement. These are also from local suppliers. And the rearing of animals. That means they think that milk is very important for us, for our health. So that is why at every homes they rear some animals like goat, cow, yak, because of this milk, for getting milk. So it is very common in every houses that they rear some animals. So these are the two case studies we discussed. One is Ladakh and another is Kerala. Once you read the case study of these two case studies, so you will understand better. And if you have any doubt, so you mark it, you underline it, and you can contact me through WhatsApp. You can ask. So you read the whole chapter. Next we will proceed for question answers. Let us complete, let us do for the next. So we have finished our chapter. Thank you.